Hello again, traders. Right, I'm a bit annoyed. I managed to make a hash up of the previous video, the first or second take of this actually, so this is the third take. I managed to delete it instead of compress it for uploading. So take two. The reason for making this video partly is to explain the importance, or make a reminder that I don't do enough on Twitter about the importance of waiting for the 3 CRs that happen with strong momentum. So this was really hammered home to me this morning, waiting for a potential gold trade to the long side, because I woke up just after all the best moves had happened, and I made a point of putting a tweet up there that I missed loads of good opportunities today, for two reasons. One, because I missed the first entry. If you like, you want to be entering, you know, I talked about the dragon, and you want to be entering as close to the dragon as you can with good signals. So down here as opposed to up here. Up here, in my opinion, at between 6 and 7 in the morning is pretty dangerous on a 5-minute chart. I know we're on a high time frame chart here, the daily, but you know, if you've envisaged this as a 5-minute, and I was looking at shorts, the price was here, which is dangerous, instead of being here, which is perfect in my opinion at that time of day. Everything is about timing. So what I then know I can do, if again we envisage this as a 5-minute chart, I know that this has hit its extreme, it's hit a target. This morning we were running down to demand or support, call it what you like, and I knew when we get a reversal we are likely to get the holy grail of 3 candle reversals. And I don't mention this enough, which is why this video is here. We want to have momentum. This is what I call the holy grail, a 3CR with momentum. If you're getting if you're hunting for low time frame 1 minute, 5 minute 3CRs, and you're praying that you're going to get a new bit of momentum come in here as opposed to where you should be here, you're hunting for trades and you're being very risky. It's a risky look. So what do I know will happen? If this was the proverbial 5-minute I'm talking about, once it's made a few bars here, done a bit of sideways, maybe popped up again, and then by that time we're below zero, we've probably done the bust, pull back, break and close, we will get a 3CR with the perfect momentum histogram trigger as well, and then you're good to go. And you'll probably bash this with gusto and then potentially come down to this area here, bounce off of that first, and then perhaps come down to there. So that's how we trade. Anyway, I digress. The other point of this was to I was annoyed yesterday. Some little troll decided to tell me I had too many indicators on my charts, and that I was a complete and utter waste of space. Don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I just wanted to put a timely reminder that I love indicators because I understand exactly what they're telling me, but naked charts, and in fact just one candle, listen to that, trolls, one candle you can find a trade. So we load up the dashboard about 10 o'clock in the evening, or a little bit earlier, 9:30. You're chilling out with your cocoa or a glass of red wine in my case, and you are looking for wicks. There's a wick there, the DX dollar index, so it's quite a good strategy to look for a short there. Beautiful wick. Well, yesterday we could have looked at that wick and waited for it. Might have popped up first, but it doesn't matter. You know, you are prepared for these, what I used to call the swan song, the last push up, take out stops that might have had a go here and put their stops up here, and then wait for it to fulfill your rules, all the rules I just talked about, and continue on down. UJ has done that overnight to perfection. This move from here to here is about 40-45 pips, I think. So let's have a look at the UJ chart. We'll put a couple of levels on there. The open of today, sorry, that's a bit thick, that line there, so we'll just move it up a bit. And then the vertical on today's new candle, so we can orient ourselves. And then we'll just drop down and have a look at the price action. So this is the old close, this is the new open, and as you can see, we're pushed on down nicely. Use the lower time frames, moving down to H1. Here's the now we can clearly see what's going on here. We've got a beautiful downtrend in place. Swing 1, 2, 3, pull back, down she goes. But we've also got the higher time frame downtrend in place as well. We can clearly see this is one swing, or you could call that the ABC swing, against this huge downtrend here. One swing, downtrend. Clearly see old levels of resistance acts as support. We've broken through it. All we've done is tested that level clearly there, and once again use that swan song expression that I talk about, and you can clearly see now we're pushing below the level. Again, something to notice as well, no power to the upside. All the power now has transferred from the upside to the downside, and you will see divergence as we drop down the time frames. This isn't hindsight talking here. This is the method we use day in, day out. So you can see that's flat there, flat lining, yet we've got divergence going on here. The momentum, the power has dropped off, and as I said, the most powerful 3 CRs are the ones combined with the momentum to the downside. And remember, we wouldn't have seen any of this. All we see is the stuff to the left hand side there. So we know we've got divergence in real time. We know we want to see us below the 0 line. We know we want to see 3 candle reversals. Well, there's the 3 candle reversal down. It couldn't even make 3 candle reversal to the upside. Drop down on the 15-minute and see what that was doing. And on this one we did get a 3CR to the upside. So ideally we want to see a 3CR to the downside. As you can see, we got the 3CR, and this is another reason I made this video. I wanted to make this because it hammers home what I've just talked about. The best 3CRs are the ones that are combined with the break of the 20. If you wait and wait and wait for those to happen, like if we wanted to go long here, if we consider it as a great place to go long, providing all the rules have been fulfilled, we've got divergence going on, which we can clearly see we have there actually. I didn't even talk about this in take 2 of the video. All we need really is a pop-up, a 3CR up, which is that dotted line there, a pullback, and potentially the new push-up, which would then be the bust, pullback, break and close. Wouldn't be the perfect 3CR with or as it stands it wouldn't, but it may well fulfill itself and go sideways a bit more. Finally pop up with a 3CR with the momentum. Notice how that one wasn't the perfect. It was a 3CR, but there was no serious momentum there. If we got one here, it would be quite reasonable to expect the price to push up into this area of supply and demand and supply. So there was the other thing on here now, going back to the indicator phobe. You know, how would we identify where the proper target was on this? Well, ideally, easy, that would be there. So the first target, so we'd entered with no drawdown, the perfect trigger. And I'm not cherry picking these. Every trade looks the same. You can draw the 2 trend lines I talk about. We can, you know, everything else is the same. The RSI trigger is the same. And then finally, if I put the FXI pivot on my charts, you can then see why I love the pivots on my charts. I love the support and resistance indicator on my charts. Look how that respected that pivot there, and look how it respected the daily pivot up here. Just simple things on my charts. help us, and then you have all the RSI dashboard and all the other bits and pieces that are beneficial to what we do. So hopefully this has given some indication of my thought processes. But if you take nothing away from, or two things away from this: daily bars. Yesterday at 10 o'clock I used the H4 dashboard to pick out a trade 2 minutes before the H4 closed. I said, look at these, much like today on the take two of this. I said, look, there's a big wick, it's green. Okay, it's a doji, but you can clearly see low, high, high, low, high, high. There's an uptrend going on. This effectively is just the stop out. I said that would be one to watch, and lo and behold, there it goes on that H4. And we're only literally, what are we, an hour into 40 minutes into the new bar, and you've had that massive move. Massive cable short. Lovely wick fill there. So, you know, if if I'm not on holiday, I would have posted a few here, but you can do this all day long. People still think you're talking out of your backside, but look, you know, again, 40 minutes into the new chart, massive moves on these wick fills. So that says it all, really. I'm glad actually I had to make this retake, because we've got a load more live examples of beautiful trades. So, you know, set your alarm for just before the new 4 hour closes, or open should I say, which is 6 AM, 10 AM, 2 PM and 6 PM UK time, and you could do a lot worse than just have a quick look at your charts at those times a day. So thanks for watching. I hope this has been worthwhile. As I say, two really important things. Check those wicks on the daily charts, on the weekly charts, on the H4 charts during the day. And also, if you haven't, don't enter trades late, because you know you'll potentially get that bounce. So you could go down to 5-minute chart on this and possibly find a 3CR with RSI momentum, and they would be the perfect places to look for trades. So thanks for watching, and always keep an eye out for that 3CR, the first one of the new trend, as it were. Like I said in the tweets, look for if you're using the dragon. If you're miles away from the first break of the dragon, then you're taking a high risk. Always wait. And if you are miles away, and if you're running up to, like this morning, the situation, if you're running up to the open of the Frankfurt and London Open, you know you're going to get those big moves. You know, even if it pulls back and it decides to go back in the direction of this big move here, you will still get a 3CR with momentum that you can most likely scalp perfectly. Something like this, for example, you know. So lovely moves. Just let the trades come to you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.